Hey Mike, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're all right. Guess what I'm doing? I'm doing the same as everyone else. Where's the next Pepe? And I'll tell you what, actually, Pepe, it's it's still strong. The 15 minute, the hourly, it's all still looking strong. I mean, I've had a look at a few that have come out on Dex Tools, and it's all very interesting. How are you doing, Joey Crypto? Hope you're well, buddy. Matty, hello, buddy. How are you doing? Good to see you too. So generally, we're seeing a little bit of red over the last few days, weeks, and it is meme coins that are popping up. Of course, we've all heard of Pepe and Kojak, but really trying to dive into now what we think might be next. So really, just trying to jump on ones early and see what's around. Tap the likes, people. Yes, please, Joey Crypto. That would be amazing. Yes, thank you. So, I mean, Dex Tools is fantastic for this. I mean, it really helps you dive into things. It covers most of the networks. You can see here the chains. We've got Ethereum, BNB, Arbitrum, Polygon, Matic, Solana. They are all in here. So, just sifting through initially all the chains because I don't like Ethereum, but of course, a lot of the ones at the moment are on Ethereum. Agla, how are we doing, Alan? How can Polkadot? How high can Polkadot go in the next run? Well, I'm a big fan of Polkadot. I mean, when we consider that Polkadot went over $50 in the last bull run and it had no ecosystem, that's a great indicator for me. I was buying at 40, 35, 30, 25 and lower. So I've accumulated a lot of Polkadot. It's tied up in the parachain auctions. So I do think Polkadot is capable of great things. I do think in terms of an alternate chain to Ethereum, I think Polkadot is one of the strongest contenders. I really like Moonbeam as well for that reason. Of course, we've got layer twos that are going to be really keeping Ethereum strong, but Ethereum is still fundamentally a bad network. That's why we need the layer twos. So for me, I think we look at other layer ones that do the job quite well. So Solana's out. That's just a negative. AVAX is okay, but no one's building on it. So Polkadot really is kind of like the one for me right now. And Moonbeam, so I really like it. So Polkadot anywhere between $50 and $100 for me. My sell target starts at $50. I will recuperate all of my expenditure on Polkadot at $50 in the next bull run, and then hopefully we will see a lot more than that afterwards. But I'm a big advocate now of taking profit whilst it's there. I joined crypto sort of halfway through the last bull run to early 2021. And the one big thing I've learned is take your profits when they're there. Don't worry about where the project might end up. This is not financial advice, but this is certainly how I'm going to play it. Don't worry about where you think a project's going to end up. If you've got profit and you want to take profit, take it. Don't be worried that it might carry on to do another 2, 3, 4x. If you've already got a 4 or 5x under your bag, at least take your initial investment out. That's what I've been doing. And if it goes higher than that, I'd certainly take a big stack of profit out of it as well. But yeah, Polkadot for me, profit starts at like, I said $50, and then we'll work our way up to maybe 100 from there in the bull run. AGLA is ready. Let's have a look. Link, I really like Link too. Link's definitely a very good one. Let's have a look at Link. Oh, do you know what? I haven't got Link. I cleared my cookies and my bloody list reset as well. So let's have a look at Chainlink. Chainlink, let's go Binance with the USDT pairing. That's got a good history to it. So let's have a look. So Link USDT, it's pretty flat and it's below the EMA as well, which is a good one. Now this is the hourly chart. I am a long-term investor in terms of things like utility with Link and Dot and things. So I'm a long-term investor. So for me, I think as long as Link is below this line long-term, that's good. Current price $7.20, near enough. I've still got a sell but signal on that road at the moment, but the volume is picking back up. Let's see if I can get this. There we go, it's a bit better. So yeah, we've got the sell volume dropping off, so hopefully we'll start seeing some accumulation. That's reflecting in the green candles on the daily. So Link for me is a very good project. I like oracles, and one of the things I'm going to be doing, I am going to be looking at oracles for the next bull run. So what are the next best things to Chainlink? Looking at oracles and things. So that's definitely something that I like to do. But as I said, right now is meme coin season at the moment. Don't understand all these emails from Binance and Change Wallets. Jeff, I mean, if you need any help in terms of understanding what is an actual or proper email from Binance, what to do, and just general ideas to bounce around, please do join the free Discord. The link is up there in the top right. If you click that, that's a link to all my socials and things. Discord is completely free, and there's a great bunch of people in there who will be able to help you. A lot of us are familiar with Binance, and if we haven't seen that email, it might be a phishing email, but we could certainly help drive you through that and maybe take you through it. VeChain for me is one that I did buy when I first started in crypto because I thought it was a fantastic utility token. But then when I deep dived it, it's like, who's really using this? What's the expansion for it? I did a very brief stint in kind of logistics and distribution. And I don't, although I think blockchain's a fantastic investment and definitely could help improve logistics and distribution a lot, ultimately it won't be adopted as the sort of be-all end-all for that industry. So I think there's limited use case within it. VeChain are expanding to other use cases now, so it's really just a case of waiting and see what they do. But I don't hold VeChain anymore. Quant is definitely a very, very good one for me. I hold some Quant. I'm holding it long term. So Quant, we can see here on the daily, we have had some small gains back up. I do think this is kind of where our local bottom is, around about this 104, 105 area. So we kind of tapped down to 106 and bounced back up, which isn't unusual. I'd expect to see some form of resistance, maybe now we've broken through this kind of 114 level. The next area of concern for me would probably be around about this 119, 120 area. And again, then up to 128, 129. But yeah, Quant, great utility long-term. Really, really like Quants. Some people will argue about the tokenomics and things, but I'm really happy with Quant and the tokenomics. I think the use case, once CBDC adoption comes in, outstrips any kind of problems with tokenomics. Can I please check AGLA? I certainly can. If you're wondering, Chromatica is one in the Arbitrum that I really, really like. It is a perpetual DEX on Arbitrum. I've just topped up my bags a little bit because it's very, very cheap in my opinion right now. Not financial advice, but I had just topped up my bags. They have a gasless swap feature, so you can swap for, not only on Arbitrum is it cheap, but Chromatica do it so you have a gasless swap. Now I posted a link to their how-to, so if you want to check that out, again, jump in the Discord. I've already posted the link to their how-to video, but Chromatica for me is a good low-cap play. So Angola AGLA token, let's have a look at this. That's not one I've ever looked at before. What is long-term for me? Anything between 12, 24 months. I mean, I've got my ICP locked up for 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, and another year. So I've got staggered locks on ICP. My Polkadot, I was happy to commit that for nearly 2 years in the parachain auctions. I've got my MUX protocol that's staked until October 2024. So I am a fan of long-term investment. MUX protocol as well, by the way, another fantastic one on Arbitrum. GMX is obviously hugely successful on Arbitrum. MUX protocol is kind of like the little brother, and it's doing very, very well. That's 3x for me. I got in at about $5. That's my average. I'm on a 3x on that. It got up to $16, $17. It's retraced a bit. I don't care. I'm on a 3x. But I can't do anything about it. Most of my tokens are locked in, so I'm just going to ride that wave up. It's still like sub $60 million market cap, so I'm happy with that. But going back to Angola, it's up 13.5%. Market cap's 34 million. Fully diluted, it's 217 million. So these tokenomics are not good. 16% circulating supply. Unless there's a very good reason for it, I do not buy tokens with this kind of supply. It launched in October 2022, so kind of very much in the bear market, and it has done very well in the bear market. It got up to a point of being 46 cents not too long ago, but it has retraced quite substantially. So that's when I'd be very careful about tokenomics. Have a look at the vesting schedules very carefully. Social NFT systems, I mean, they're going to be a dime a dozen, so you need to make sure you're getting into the very best projects with the best tokenomics and the best team. So I'd be very wary about doing that one. But yeah, I mean, it looks promising. I mean, we do see projects do very, very well. If you're trading shorter term, tokenomics with low supply, not such an issue as long as you know when things are vesting. But I like to hold for 12, 18, 24 months. So these tokens could vest any time in between there. So that would seriously dilute my supply. Render remains strong. Render, yeah, I like Render. I don't currently hold any. It is one that actually I want to do a bit more research and get into. Um, oh no, hang on, wrong screen. I got to remember on a different screen. But yeah, I mean, I do like Render. I think it's a very good use case. Just got to check in with the details. So it's 248 at the moment. Market cap's 900 million. Fully diluted 1.3 billion. See what I mean about that? Tokenomics wise, it's much better, much stronger. I like seeing tokenomics where at least the majority of the tokens are in supply. Render's been out for a while as well. It launched in the bull run as far as CMC chart goes. I can tell. It had an extremely impressive price of over $7. So there's a 3x to previous all-time highs there to be had if it does it again. Of course, we don't know, but it is a good use case. It's a distributed GPU network. So I really like that. That's kind of like it is, but fundamental use case, it's decentralized. Now, of course, you could have one organization that has 90% of the GPUs, but with it being GPU, you can dilute the supply by getting the public to contribute their GPU capabilities out to the network. So I do like it. But yeah, as I said, Render's one that I like, but I'm not currently in as yet. Do I think ICP and Polkadot will make new all-time highs? Personally, Polkadot, yes. ICP, we have to remember, had a really ridiculous launch price and it's plunged horrifically. If you have a look at ICP, I mean, it was hundreds and hundreds of dollars when it launched. Let's zoom out to the weekly on that. So here we got the weekly chart on ICP, and you can see just how ridiculous this launch price was for ICP. It absolutely plummeted. A lot of people were saying rug pull and things, and it wasn't. This was manipulation by exchanges, and exchanges hyped it up, and there's a massive sell-off, and yes, some of the team sold off as well, but the team are still strong. The tech is still good. I mean, that looks ridiculously flat on the weekly chart, but for me, ICP, long-term, I like the technology. It's a prospective play because we really don't know how it's going to do. It requires adoption, and adoption is something we can't forecast. But tech-wise, it's more secure than most other networks. It's faster than most other networks. It's virtually gasless, unlike any other network. So yeah, I really do like ICP. I think in terms of long-term holds, I've got ICP locked up for 7 years. I've got it locked up a long time. And if I like the ICP technology, I'm willing to take a bit of an estimated punt that it could do very well. We've already seen the Italian government take interest in ICP. They are looking at that as their solution for their government systems. So it's all good. Doge AI is number one. I've been holding Doge AI for a couple of weeks now, actually. And yeah, it's seeing some good growth. Meme coins are definitely kicking in. So Doge AI, let's have a look. AI Doge. It's another one that I like because I bought it primarily because it's one of the first meme coins on Arbitrum. That's primarily why I liked it, and it was by a decent meme team. Now it is a meme token, no real use case. It is supported by the community. 95.95% up again on the day, a market cap of 159 million. It's fully diluted. They've airdropped tokens to holders of the token who adopted it early. I mean, you can just see from day to day, it's just since Pepe came out, this token's absolutely exploded. But the market cap is now probably competing with Pepe, I'd imagine. I'm not sure what Pepe's market cap is right now. Let's have a look. See, Pepe is slowing down now. So we're seeing Pepe now, market cap, 344 million. No, it's still slightly ahead. But yeah, liquidity, 5.48 million. So that liquidity to market cap ratio is not that impressive. So Pepe's not looking too strong. AI Doge, as a meme coin play, I've made a few bucks on it. I don't put a lot of money into meme coins when I play with them because I'm a long-term holder and investor. I'm not that great at playing meme coins. But we'll see what happens with that one long term. Not a fan of XRP. I absolutely love XRP Ripple. I got into crypto because of Ripple and XRP. They drew me in. I like it. I've got a bag. I've just openly said I will not DCA into XRP anymore. And to be fair, I don't really need to. And what I've found recently is, and this isn't me shilling, I mean, this is just a fact. I came across Uphold. Uphold do a reward card. It's 4% XRP rewards. So everything you spend on your debit card that you get from them, which is free, by the way, you can use it as a virtual debit card. You don't have to pay for the real one. But basically, if you get their reward card, it's 4% XRP returns. And someone in my Discord already had 100 XRP rewards in like 2 weeks. So XRP, I'm not buying it, but if I can get it for free, yeah, I'll do it. But yeah, I'm DCAing into other things that could make me what I believe to be more substantial returns. I mean, XRP to all-time high is like a 6 or a 7x from where we are now if they win the lawsuit. It will do more than that, I'm sure, long term. No one really knows what the top edge is for XRP. I do like it. I like the utility. I like the use case. As I said, it's why I got into crypto, but I've diversified my taste and my portfolio. So XRP for me, strong, but I invest in other things. I'm here to make money, and XRP return is slow. Vanfish, welcome, bro. Good to see you. Can't wait for Sui on the 3rd. Sui Network's going to be an interesting one. We've been working really hard on the airdrop scenario with SuiNet in the Discord. Now, we know that they're saying that there is going to be no airdrop, and that it's only going to be this early opportunity for investors only, for testers and developers only. I don't believe them. Every single network that's released or had an airdrop has said there won't be an airdrop. And it's happened. So I think with Sui doing this early release token to reward Discord members and community members, I think that's to reward them. I still believe, 60%. I still believe, Sui will have an airdrop for DevNet and testnet users, not just community members. Might not be a lot, but I still think there will be one. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting day when Sui comes out on the 3rd. ICP is dead. It is absolutely not. Crypto long, you need to do your research, mate, because actually ICP's got some of the highest development activity out there at the moment. Sui will be huge. I completely agree. A competitor to Aptos and possibly Ethereum. Do I think Electronium is a dead project at this stage? No. If the Digital Pound Foundation's suggested solutions are adopted by CBDCs, whether that be UK or elsewhere, Electronium will grow because it's the triangle of power. You've got Quant, you've got Ripple, you've got Electronium. It's a purpose-made CBDC solution. They're not being adopted, or they won't be adopted by every country in the world. Of course not. Maybe just a handful, but that will be enough to see a very good return on Electronium, who, as a bankless wallet provider, have struggled for years. It picked up when they were taken on with the Digital Pound Foundation with Ripple and Quant. Very good company to be in. But ultimately, again, it's that same as ICP. If it's not adopted, it'll be worthless. If it is, it'll be worth a lot of money. So I believe Electronium's worth a play. I don't think it's dead. I've been MIA from crypto for the last 6 months. What's happening? Picking up soon. We've already picked up. Where have you been, man? It's 30k Bitcoin. That was mid bull run last time round. We are in a bullish period of crypto. Very different though. Not a normal bull run compared to what we had before. What we're seeing is an economic Bitcoin run. I think. People are saying it's not because of banks and all this kind of stuff. It is. People are seeking a new form of security, somewhere to stash your cash, a reserve asset, and Bitcoin's being used for that. We are seeing other things happen with Bitcoin as well. We've got Mt. Gox in the US selling off their crypto last week. Yes, we took a dip, but we recovered straight away. So I think we're certainly hanging around to see what happens. I think in the next 12 to 18 months, hopefully we start actually coming out of this inflationary period. Interest rates can hopefully start easing off, and we get into a true bull run with the Bitcoin halving as normal. That's insane. So much could happen in 7 years. I can't imagine locking anything like that long. Crazy. It is crazy. I've only got a small proportion locked up 7 years because, of course, the interest rate is much higher in terms of voting power on the DAO, because I do it on the NS Governance Service. So I've locked it up for 7 years. You get incredibly high potential returns, but I've locked up a very small amount. So 7 years, it was like, I don't know, I think the 7 years I did 10%. So 8 years it was 10%. 6 years I did 20%. 4 years I did another 20%, and then I locked up 25% for 4 years and 2 years. So we're a year in. So I've got, it's doing well. But yeah, as I said, it's all about adoption. And I was willing to buy that ICP based upon a long-term vision. So I just committed to it. And I staked it and locked it up. But it is crazy. I don't think I'd do that again in crypto, to be sure. That card is insane. You should all use it. Tango Mike, yeah, exactly. And that is the guy who's been absolutely spamming it. So Tango Mike's in the Discord. He's got the Uphold XRP reward card, 4% spend rewards. There doesn't appear to be any limitations except for the normal things like gambling and stuff like that. So, yeah, but you get 4% spend rewards on everything. And you get a bank account so you can just top it up by bank when you go out shopping. That's all I'm doing. I'm literally sending my shopping money to Uphold, spending it, getting my XRP. It rewards it once a month. If you want to check it out, I'm not trying to shill it, but that's why I don't buy XRP. I don't want to DCA into it, but I'm getting free XRP through Uphold. The link's in my bio. Go check it out. There is an opportunity for you to get a reward as well. So if you decide to start using their platform, then yes, there's a possible referral bonus that kicks in. You trade 250 fiat dollars that you transfer in from your bank. That gives you one bonus, and then if you use the card as well, it gives you another. But using the card alone won't give you that referral bonus. I think you do need to do the trade as well, just to forewarn you. But yeah, very, very useful. And Tango Mike, he's the man who's spanged it, more than I have. DeFi will order that up. Definitely will order that Uphold reward card. Yeah, I mean it's absolutely 4% reward. It's absolutely insane. It's not sustainable. So I'm just going to use it whilst it's there. There's no commitment. You don't need to stake. You literally just transfer your money from your bank, spend it 2 seconds later, it's done. So I don't hold cash on there. I don't hold any crypto on there. It's purely a spending reward card. Alif is very, very good. I like Alifia, absolutely. Very, very good project. Thanks for answering the question. XRP is a lifetime project. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, Rudo. Appreciate that, buddy. As I said, I 100% appreciate the use case of XRP Ripple. I do love the absolute utility of it. I think it will be adopted. We will see significant gains. But as I said, what I've learned to do is invest. I want to make money, and to do that now, XRP might not be the project. We've been waiting for a ruling for 2 years that's never come, so we've got to be very careful. How do you lock up your tokens? So ICP, I locked up my tokens on the NNS governance service. So you can either use the NNS wallet or the Stoic wallet, and you can attach that to the NNS governance service. Again, I think I've got a link to that in my bio. Go check that out. It'll take you through to the NNS governance service. You set yourself up with like an ID verify thing. And then you can stake your ICP on the NNS governance service. You get to vote on their DAO. Not really a DAO when they set it up, but it is basically a DAO. So we get a vote on how the project run and what gets added to the network. And the more you vote, the more rewards you get. The longer you lock it up, the more rewards you get. So it's all good. Need a new link for the Discord, please? Right, okay. I will sort that out very, very shortly. I will get that up. In fact, let's do that now. I will just get that and I'll pull it over this screen so I can do it whilst you're all there. I didn't realise it has expired. Sorry about that. I shall sort that straight away. Okay, so Slink app. Thank you for sharing the live, Tango. Appreciate that, buddy. 100%. My thoughts on XRP top price, I really don't know. I mean, all-time high will be broken. I've got no doubt about that at all. Once the lawsuit's done and dusted, I don't care if it's win, lose, or draw. Its use case might change a little bit. But other than that, I think XRP and Ripple still carry on doing business. Let me just check this link to the Discord. Right, that's expired. Yeah, you're right. So let's get that one up. I don't want you to see that spam. Got lots of it in there. Right, invite people. Here we go. Edit invite link. Never expires. No limit. Generate new link. Copy link. I should be able to drop that in there now. As I said, the Uphold link is in the Discord, is in my bio as well. So go check that out if you want Uphold. But the Discord one should now be up and running. So my apologies that that wasn't the case just now. But hopefully that should all be sorted. as I said, we've got a good community in there. It's a completely free thing. There's no paid element to it, so you're all more than welcome to go in there and use it as you see fit. It's a poor man's Amex, but I'll take it. At the end of the day, it's free money. Free money is free money, and we love free money. My thoughts on XRP top price. So yeah, sorry, I was saying. So XRP all-time high, not a problem. $3.49 was it or something? I think we easily see $5. My sell target on XRP starts at $4. And that's where I really take a substantial profit, but I will keep a sizable moon bag. As I said, I'm not DCAing into it anymore, but I'm accumulating more using this uphold reward card. It's given me decent amount to chuck in each month. Maximum, I think, is $50 worth. So whilst the price is low, make hay while the sun shines, they say. But yeah, XRP top price could be anything realistically for me between $5-10. Longer term, again, depending on adoption, who knows? It could go absolutely insane if it's adopted worldwide, like a lot of people think it might be, but we'll see. Rolled, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. All good. Yeah, absolutely. VeChain, $2 to $4, not for me. VeChain, for me, not a great project as a long-term investment. I don't see it doing those prices. Let's have a look. VeChain, USDT on Binance. There we go. Let's do that one. Now, I'm only saying that because I personally don't like VeChain's use case. I think it's limited potential, but only because of my exposure to that industry. So when we have a look at the previous bull run, all-time high was 28 cents. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt there. Yeah, 28 cents. There we go. And that was April 2021. To get to all-time high again, these projects will have to do very, very well. And we've got to remember, the projects that were in the bull run in 2021 were not in the top 10 or top 50 even in 2017, 2018. So we will see lots of change in the pecking order. VeChain might not be this successful ever again. It is a decent utility project, but I don't see it having potential to go $2, $3, $4. I mean, you're talking from where we are now, that would be 70, 80, 100x possibly, depending on where your target is. And I don't see it doing that. I just can't see it. You could be really lucky and get a 10x in the next bull run if it returns to an all-time high. But to get to $2, you're then looking at doing another 8x from there. So what was it? We were at an 80x now for that. That's just like too high for me. I don't have that kind of enthusiasm on VeChain at all. 17k bag. Yeah, I mean, Rolled. You've been around for a while. Whenever I'm asked about VeChain, I get the same answer. It's a decent utility. I just don't see it long term. I mean, as well with this weekly chart, and I've actually drawn a line of resistance in on VeChain, an old resistance line that actually isn't that accurate. That's the EMA there. So it hasn't been above EMA since May 2022. Now, a lot of projects, although we're in the bear market and we're in a bullish period, we've broken that. What moves slowly? Quant moves slowly, but where's Quant on its EMA? Yeah, it's above its EMA still. So it is a strange one. I mean, yeah, VeChain, I just don't see it. It's not strong enough. Cheeky Crypto even said $8. Not for me. Not for me at all. I mean, we've got to remember as well the market cap of these projects, VeChain's market cap, and this is an indicator of how big it could be. I mean, VeChain's market cap is not small. Its tokenomics aren't that great to warrant a high price. So looking at the market cap, market cap's $1.6 billion. We're talking about a project here that was probably, what, I don't know, 16, 17, 18 billion dollars in the bull run. Is it going to get to $100 billion, which would be a 5x from all-time high before? That would be $1.50. So that would be near enough $100 billion project. I don't see that value. I don't. And if someone's saying it's an $8 token, I think they've been smoking something. You're talking there about a 20, 30, 40, about a 40x from where we are now to get to $1. So they're saying it's going to 240x to $2 to $8. I just don't see it, buddy. I just don't see it. And I know it's just my opinion, but I think people chuck big numbers out there because of sensationalism. If you give people a really high valuation on their favourite projects, they'll follow you. And they'll get all excited and they'll think you're great because you agree with them. But for me, I just give my realistic expectation and why. And as I said, VeChain for me is not one I like long term. Was in VeChain back in 2019. Didn't really do anything then, so I'm with Aaron on this one. Sorry, yeah, I think I brainwashed Tango on that one. MNW Morpheus Network is looking pretty good. Another one that I really like, actually, just like Render. I like it, but I've never actually got any. I'm actually kind of trying to condense my portfolio, which I'm doing quite a good job on. I am condensing my portfolio, but Morpheus Network. 78 million or nearly 79 fully diluted. It's 100% in supply near enough. That is fantastic. Morpheus Network, great performance over the last 3 months. All-time chart on CMC. We could see here it was around in 2018 in the last bear market. It had a fantastic bull run up to over $4.70. So that would be like a 3x from where we are now. But I think it actually got a lot more adoption to come. So Morpheus optimizes supply chain. So it is kind of like it does kind of compete a little bit with VeChain on that side of things. It does it in a slightly different way though. But yeah, Morpheus. If you like VeChain, Morpheus Network is probably worth a look because it's like I've always said. And I think Arbitrum's a great example because what I've done on Arbitrum is I've looked at the top dogs. So I bought and I hold GMX. But I didn't want to put most of my money into GMX. It had already gone to $500 million. So that's why I went into MUX Protocol. It was kind of the same, a little bit different. Not a lot different, but a tiny market cap. And I've had a 3x out of that. I would not have had a 3x out of GMX. So looking at that kind of VeChain Morpheus Network relationship, you can apply that as well to things like Link and other oracles. Are there oracles that are coming out that are better than Link in some way, or do they do the same and they've just got a small market cap, or they got a good team? That kind of stuff, you can look at that and to say, okay, well, based upon their market cap up here and their market cap down there, I think that they could grow substantially quicker, give you a better ROI. So it's not always about who's the biggest and the best. It's about remembering you're there for a decent ROI. And there's no point to supporting a project for 12, 24 months to get 20% back. Who wants 20%? Known brainwashing, the numbers don't lie. How about Quant? Yeah, so we were saying with Quant, I really like Quant. I think the use case as an overledger technology is fantastic. Of course, there's an argument, and this is a good argument that's come out recently. If CBDCs and things all start operating on one international standard, do we need an overledger technology? I think we do because of all the things that connect to that ledger, that blockchain, that technology. It needs that operating system in between. You imagine that all of these applications, even though they might be built for Windows, they need Windows to run it. And I think I view Quant as kind of like the Windows operating system for crypto. So I like Quant. You tie it into CBDC use case and what it's doing with the Digital Pound Foundation. I like it even more. Thank you for the follow, Gordon Gecko. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very, very much. If anyone else is here that doesn't follow me already, please do. And jump into that Discord. It is completely free. The link should now be working. So yeah, but I really like Quant. I mean, it's really, really good. Price action doesn't go with Bitcoin all the time. You can see here on the weekly chart, we've been down lower. Not a lot lower. I mean, I think if I saw, as I said, I've said with Quant before, if I saw $80-something, I'd start buying again. And I think that's possible. I think we could still have a sizable pullback on Bitcoin, which Quant would follow. But it never runs at the same time. It's a bit strange, that one. What's happening with Glimmer? Very, very good question. It's as cheap as it's been for quite a while. So you can see this weekly chart on Glimmer. Just absolutely insane. So that's the weekly. Let's go out from the weekly. Let's go into the daily. Because, of course, it only released at the end of the bull run. So that dump, that, again, is a bull run dump. But you can see here, it's basically been flat. But I love Moonbeam. I love Glimmer. I think you look at the market cap of Glimmer right now, $220 million. fully diluted about 440, 450, let's say. I think this is the best layer one smart contract platform to integrate with Ethereum, and it's on Polkadot. So not only do projects that build on Moonbeam get to use all of their Ethereum tools that they've always used, they also get to use all of the Polkadot security oracles and things like that for their own projects. I really, really, really like Moonbeam, and it is now my biggest hold by a considerable way. And I think personally, I mean, my sell target, I will sell 25% of my Moonbeam at $4. And that will make me a shit ton of money. And I will have 75% as a moon bag because I personally believe it can go a lot further. If you have a look at the tokenomics on Glimmer, you have a look at layer one projects in the bull run. They were doing 40, 50, 60 billion dollars. I'm not going to go crazy and say it could get there because that would just be insanity. I'm trying to be conservative in my personal valuations of how bullish, but I am very bullish on Moonbeam. It's, as I said, it's an Ethereum building layer one smart contract platform on Polkadot, which I think is the only true chain that could rival Ethereum as they are right now. ICP longer term, you could argue possibly, but you can see here, look, we got a market cap of $221 million. That wasn't a bad guess. 368 fully diluted. So we've actually had some more tokens released to the market because that was about half before. So more tokens have hit their circulating supply, which is great to see because the price has come down recently. So for me, as I said, I think if we conservatively say this is a $3 billion market cap project at the current tokenization, that's going to be a $4 token. If it's a $10 billion project, even fully diluted, it's a $7 token. So, for me, Moonbeam just makes sense. I'm very, very bullish on it. If you research the Moonbeam ecosystem as well, and this is something I would suggest you all do, research strong layer ones ecosystems. Arbitrum ecosystem, dead cheap. Dexys, perpetuals, whatever you want on there are some cheap ones. And if you dive into the Moonbeam ecosystem, all of the Dexys, all of the exchanges, all of the perpetuals that are actually solely based in Moonbeam, dead cheap. Huckleberry on Moonriver, I really like as well. That's really, really cheap. But we've got Glint, we've got Stellar Swap, and another one on Moonbeam that I really, really like. But research ecosystems, honestly, because if you think a layer one's going to explode, why aren't you investing in the ecosystem? Thoughts on Alchemy? Alchemy is fantastic. I've never held it. And of course, the Chinese are really loving it as well. So it's definitely running nicely. I don't hold it though. When's ETH 2.0? I don't honestly know. I don't keep that much close eye on ETH these days. What did I say my main holding was? It is Glimmer. It is Moonbeam. I hold more Moonbeam now than anything else. It is by far my top holding. Only just clicked on. What did you say? I like the No, I don't. Well, VeChain's got good utility. I wouldn't hold it as a long-term investment. It's bad. People are over speculating the value on that one. Moonbeam, yes, Moonbeam was the one. So Glimmer is Moonbeam. I also like Moonriver, but I've only got a small amount of that compared to Moonbeam. Moonriver is kind of like the canary or testnet network for Moonbeam. It's on Kusama. I don't hold any Kusama again because I'm trying to consolidate my portfolio. So it's like I hold a lot of Polkadot while I hold Kusama and Polkadot. You pay your money, you take your choice. Any advice on the Casino CSC token? I don't give financial advice, but that's not what I'm familiar with anyway, luckily. I don't think blockchain and gambling go hand in hand, honestly. It's my personal opinion. Do I think the project FKX is a good hold? FKX, am I familiar? It doesn't ring a bell. I will have a look at the ticker now. Fort Knoxter. I might have looked at this recently. It's another one of these ones that we're familiar with and it's got a bit of nostalgia to it. So it's 3.8 million, fully diluted supply, 2.5 cents, 150 million tokens fully diluted. Last 7 days, it's absolutely skyrocketed in the last day or two. It does have these big run-ups, so I would expect a big dump. If you see straight lines up and straight lines down, someone's dumping their supply. I'd be very careful on the token investing on that one because it looks like it has had very large accumulation in the last few days. But looking at the history, I would expect that to dump. So if you research this and you like it, I probably wouldn't entertain entering until it got under 1.8 cents, under 1 point, under 1.88 cents. I might have a look at it then. I think that's where it starts to settle down. Certainly over the last month. Over the last 3 months, of course, we've seen it much higher. It can go higher. But yeah, Fort Knox is a cybersecurity company specializing in safeguarding digital assets. So I think it's playing on the name. The name rings a bell. I mean, this has been around a long time. Again, it was born in a bear market, had a very strong bull run, got up to 2.5 cents. So it did a 10x from where we are now. It could do well. I mean, that still only gives it a market cap of sub $40 million. So it's all right. If you research it and you like it, it might be worth a look. I would just be very careful of the token investing and the kind of the token holders on that one, because it does look like every time it runs up strongly, it dumps. I mean, you can see all these straight lines on a 3-month chart. That's not right. Someone's got a big bag, or there's someone with a lot of VCs that are dumping every time it runs up. I'd just be careful of that one, personally. Casper, again, another very good project. I do not personally hold at the moment. I need to research and possibly get into that. I do like Casper. It's certainly growing very, very nicely at the moment. Let's check out Casper and see where it's at the moment. There's so many projects that when you research it, you like, but there's only so many that you can really invest in. I heard Fitzo Crypto, another TikTok content creator, but he's mainly an investor. He's got a paid Patreon and stuff, but he's quite good. And he had a really good saying. Basically, if you hold a portfolio and you can't tell someone the next day exactly what the price is and exactly what happened the day before with that project, you're holding too many. And I think that's a really good way of doing it, especially if you're kind of like an amateur or a beginner. If you can't tell someone else all about your project and what its performance was recently and why, then you're holding too many. You've got too much. You need to know what you're investing in. If you don't know what you're investing in, then it's called gambling. Sold your VeChain yesterday and split it between Glimmer, Lossless, and Filecoin. Fantastic choices, Mark. I really like those choices. But yeah, as I said, VeChain for me is not a great long-term hold. So you've probably taken a hit on that VeChain. But I do think there's potential there, especially with Moonbeam. It could have some fantastic returns. Filecoin is solid, of course, and Lossless I really like as a security project. Leaf Zero, I don't know an awful lot about Leaf Zero, but it's decent. I've never personally held it. I've never really researched it too deeply, but it is a decent project. Do I like Gala? Now, Gala's a really good question. Now, I like Gala, and I like gaming platforms like Gala, but I don't hold Gala because the tokenomics are shite. I know that they're going to grow, and they're going to go to movies, they're going to go into music, and they will do good things. But until that token supply has improved, I'm not buying it. Because every time they make an announcement and it runs the price up, they'll release more tokens as per the vesting schedule, and you'll lose value. So Gala, yes, fantastic platform. I really like it. However, 20% circulating supply last time I looked. Is it still the same? I would look at, as an investor, for me, I would look at things that maybe aren't as spectacular, aren't as strong, or not currently known at the moment, like UOS. Or other game streaming platforms. So at the moment, we've got Gala here, $272 million, fully diluted 1.3 billion. So that's what I mean about the circulating supply. It is about 20% still circulating supply. That vesting could dump on you at any time. And there are ways to find out that, if you Google vesting, token vesting schedules, there's plenty of things that can do it for you. But like I said, if you compare that to something comparable, maybe not as good, but you like something like Ultra UOS, I think it's got a similar use case. I keep thinking of UOS. I'm sure it's UOS gaming. But market cap's 91 million, so a third of the size, fully diluted. It's better, it's about 30% circulating supply, so the tokenomics are better. As I said, it's not as spectacular, but there's more headroom. Publishing platform ecosystem for video games. Yes, I was right. It is that one. So I would strongly consider the pros and cons. Are you happy if you're going to invest long term like I do? Are you happy to sit there and acknowledge that Gala, with all of the accumulation in value it might have in terms of development, that it could dilute your returns with vesting supplies? Or would you go with something with an already higher vesting supply, like Ultra UOS, that maybe isn't as spectacular but has potential to give you a good ROI above Gala? That's a personal preference for me. I don't hold Ultra either, by the way, but I'd just say it's something I would consider, and it's a good comparison. What about Core? Any future do I think? I think Quorum could be an excellent layer one solution. Of course, it's new. We don't know exactly how it's going to do. The good thing is now that all the tokens are in circulating supply, they've all been airdropped and circulated to the community members. So we've got the Quorum Core, was it Core V Core or Core One or something? The ones that are airdropped to XRP holders, they're going to vest in a few years. If and when it gets to $10 or 2 years, whichever comes first, they can then sell. But I think Quorum does have good use case. It's got that relationship with XRPL. It does look solid, but who is it going to be successful? I don't know. I do like it. I've got a lot of Quorum tokens that I got mainly free, but I hope it's successful. PNK, Vitalik endorsed 100 to 1000x legit team. PNK. Let's have a look at PNK. I hope that's not Pink Node. No, Kleros. Okay, let's have a look. I was going to say, it looked like it might have been Pink Node. I can't remember their ticker. Kleros, PNK. And I'm not being funny, but I would always take what Vitalik says with a pinch of salt, especially if they've built on the Ethereum network. Just bear that in mind. Slight bias. But the fact that he publicly endorses it is good. He doesn't do that with every project, but they have built on Ethereum, so we'll see. Market cap 19 million, fully diluted 21. Full supply 764 million. There's no max supply, which suggests that they can mint more, which isn't great. Very, very volatile in the day. Over the month, it's red, but it's back up to where it started nearly. 3 months in the last bit of the bullish period, it's run up but then come down again, pretty much like everyone else. Let's have a look at the all-time chart. It's actually launched in the bear market, the end of the bear market before, got up to 35 cents, so there's potential there for a decent return, 10x plus maybe. And if it is successful with the good team and things, as you say, then yeah, I mean that could do well. I mean, decentralized dispute resolution project launched in July 2018, open source online dispute resolution protocol, blockchain and crowdsourcing to adjudicate disputes fairly. Interesting concept. Yeah, I quite like that. That might be worth further research. What kind of disputes do you get in blockchain though? Because it's usually only a logical process system. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a certain type of dispute that they deal with. So, how big is the use case for blockchain disputes? Do we get many? I don't know. I think you'd need to be quite technically minded to figure that out. Dropstab.com is great for seeing vesting. Dropstab, yeah. Let's have a look, actually. I'll just quickly Google it. Token vesting schedules. There's one that I quite like. Is it Token Terminal? No. I did have one saved, but I cleared my cookies and I've lost a lot of things, so that might be one of the victims. But yeah, there are quite a few sites in terms of token vesting is definitely something you should check whenever you invest. Did you speak on Algorand? Algorand, no one's mentioned Algorand yet. Again, another one. It's ISO 20022 related, but for me personally, Algorand, I've never held a substantial amount, and I'm not buying any more. I think Algorand is decent, and it's got good utility. But I think Algo is very good with its marketing, except the World Cup, of course, that didn't go so well. But Algo says it does everything, but it's seen to do very little, if you see what I mean. So they say that they do metaverse, they say that they do gaming, they say that they do NFTs. Where are these markets on Algorand? I don't know. I haven't seen them. So I think Algorand, you've got to be very careful of what they say they can do and what they're actually delivering. I think there is a stark difference. So although I like Algorand, I think they overstate their use case, personally. Thank you for the follow, Tune46500. Appreciate that. Thank you. Token, where's that gone? Tokenunlocks.app is a good site to check. Oh, is there one that simple? Okay, cool. ARB $10. Do I agree? I think long term Arbitrum definitely has potential to be $10. I've said openly, I think Arbitrum has potential to rival Matic. If it does that, then the market caps, here and now, will be interesting because we're $1.38 now. We've got a market cap of $1.7 billion. Fully diluted, it's $13 billion. So we've got to think, again, circulating supply isn't that great on Arbitrum. There's a lot of tokens to hit the market yet. If we take it on current tokenomics, $10, a 7x from where we are now, takes us to about a $10 billion market cap. If we look at Matic, based on its current tokenomics right now, eventually... Matic's currently 9.2, so definitely achievable for Arbitrum. Even if we just say, right, okay, in the bull run, Arbitrum's tokenomics don't change, it gets to 10 billion, near enough, which is where Polygon is now. It's a $10 token. Polygon will probably go on and do 50, 60, $70 billion market cap. Polygon's still very, very strong, but long term, I think as a layer 2 solution, Arbitrum is the only one right now that can rival Polygon Matic. I've used Arbitrum a lot. I like its ecosystem. Look at GMX, look at MUX Protocol, look at some of the big projects on Arbitrum. They are beasts. And Polygon, in terms of DeFi, where the money is shrinking. Polygon's getting into NFTs and doing a lot of great partnerships. But the TVL locked in Matic is actually in decline, and Arbitrum is on the ascendant. So I do like Arbitrum. I prefer it, and I think $10 for Arbitrum long term. And my long term is 12 to 24 months. We're talking peak bull run time. Yes, $10 is achievable. But for now, I've actually sold a lot of my airdrop tokens and I've invested into other things in the ecosystem. Like I was saying earlier, I think if you like a layer 2 or a layer 1, you should be looking in their ecosystems. You should be investing in them, because if you think the layer 1's going to explode, it's only going to explode through adoption and use case. That will be through its ecosystem. What's my hottest new coin? As a long-term investment, there aren't really that many new hot coins. I mean, the only token that I've bought recently is Chromatica. I bought some today. I only say that because I was literally doing it at the beginning of the live. So Chromatica is a perpetual DEX on Arbitrum. It has gasless swap fees, which is amazing. So not only is Arbitrum cheap and secure, but Chromatica do it as gasless. So you get it for free, which is crazy. So yeah, I bought some more Chromatica today. They've had a decent drop. They're down maybe 10-15% recently. And I think long term, they've got a very small market cap. I think long term they have potential. But with small caps like them, it's all about potential. So I do like them. We had them in for an AMA in the Discord as well. So again, if you're not in the Discord, go and join it. Those recordings are there. So we've had Chromatica and other projects in. Very, very good AMAs. We had Serenity Shield in that offer like a strong box for all your wallet passwords and seed phrases. That's a project that's built on Secret Network, incredible security tech. And they'll be launching their tokens soon, I think. The pre-sales are finished now. So Serenity Shield could be launching very soon. I'll need to check that out actually and check in with them, see what's happening. But yeah, great tech. But yeah, basically for me at the moment, not too much new stuff that's coming out. I'm not much of a meme coin fan, although I've got obviously here the title on the live is anyone know the next Pepe. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek because we are having a bit of a meme coin week. They will be flashing the pans, a lot of them. AI Doge has performed very well for me. But again, I only bought that because it's one of the earliest meme coins on Arbitrum. When I looked at it, there were only 3. I bought all 3. I've sold the other 2, and I've still got AI Doge. So, it just is what it is. Meme coins are not easy to forecast. ASH $1 high 65. ASH. Let's have a look. Ash swap or Ash. Let's have a look. It's not that one because that's not a dollar. There we go. Ash. So this is it. $1.09. Fully diluted market cap 2.6 million. Pretty volatile chart. Lots of straight up and down lines on the short term. Not a great year. All-time chart. Launched in the bull run. Had a high of over $50 and is now flatlining at $1. I mean, it's down 98%, which isn't unheard of. There are good projects out there with that. But this is now so small. Will it survive the bear market? I would say it's highly unlikely. The only way you'd be able to tell is to maybe dive into their community a bit, have a look at their TikTok, their Twitter accounts, have a look at their socials. If they're quiet, then they're dead. I don't know, but this isn't one I know at all. I don't know the use case. It doesn't say the use case. Burn Art allows you to burn NFTs for Ash. So basically you get rid of your NFTs and you get Ash rewards. I'm assuming that Ash then flip those NFTs. That's how they make their money. Not the best business model at the moment because NFTs are failing. The values are going down, but I mean that's not one that I would like. That looks pretty much dead. So you need to check the website and the socials to see if that's alive. But I mean that looks pretty much dead to me. Pepe is good. No, Pepe is a meme coin. It is not good. It is, of course, the meme coin right now. Although AI Doge, I do believe, Arbitrum AI Doge is going to give it a run for its money. Pepe, we are seeing it. It's got $344 million market cap. On the daily chart, you can see how strong that daily chart is. It is ridiculous. Let's go into an hourly chart on Pepe because meme coins don't live very long. Let's face it. You can see here, just how strong it is. Huge buy volume on it. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, it's still looking like a very strong chart. Still on the ascendance on the hourly. I mean, there are ones, as I said, like AI Doge that have got smaller market caps that are starting to get that vertical ascendancy. But that's because meme coins are now becoming very popular. There's a lot of people making money out of Pepe, Wojak, etc. And meme coins are having their moment again. But Pepe, not really a good coin. It is just a meme token. Thank you for smashing the likes, Joey. I do appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for staying and smashing those likes. What is the ticket for Chromatica? It's actually a K, so it's Kilo Romeo Oscar Mike Crom. As I said, it's had a dip recently, so I bought some more, but please do your own research. It is on Arbitrum. It's a perpetual DEX. It's got great use case. As I said, it offers gasless swaps, and it works. That's all I can say. We had the team in for AMA. As I said, the recording is in my Discord. Please go and join and check that out before you invest. It should be part of your research. I am biased. I'm invested. I've had them in for an AMA, but it's because I like the token. I actually bought the token before I got them in for an AMA. I reached out to the team because I liked the project, and it was cheap when I bought it. Chromatica Crom, that's the one. Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on Jasmy? Jasmy is a VC pump and dump token. Unless it's dumped heavily, I do not hold or trade Jasmy at all. I'm a long-term investor, and Jasmy is a bit of a pump and dump token. It's got outwardly facing good utility, but it's not being used. It's not being adopted. It's just being traded. So no, Jasmy is not for me. It's $326 million market cap, 95% supply, which is great in terms of tokenomics. But until that project takes a massive big red dump on the market, I wouldn't buy any. You can see here, it's been down to 0.0065. It's up to 0.007. So it's up, 6-7%. All-time chart, that's just off on the day. All-time chart, you can see here it launched in the bull run and died. It's you've got to zoom in for the pumps and the dumps, but there's no utility to that project. Not really. I mean, it was $4.30. It's less than 1 cent now, so it's down 99.9% or more. It's dead. It's pump and dump. It's a very large market cap pump and dump, but no, not for me. So many interesting projects in Arbitrum ecosystem. Any specific coins you find promising? Yes, absolutely. MUX protocol, little brother to GMX. I've already had a 3x out of it, and it's only a $60 million market cap. Absolutely love that project. I know, again, one other person, at least in the Discord, has also followed me on that one. I don't call trades as such. I do tell people what I'm doing. And it's up to them whether or not they jump in as well or not. I don't make calls. We openly talk about what we're doing. But you can see here, MUX protocol, $15.97. Sounds expensive. There's only 10 million tokens. Supplies 40%. Market cap 61 million. Fully diluted 180 million. GMX is over 500 or 600 million dollars now. So this, if it all follows suit in the bull market, like I said, kind of like with the UOS and Gala comparison, if Matic can 10x in the bull run, so can UOS. Likewise with this, if GMX goes up to a $5 billion project, why can't this be a $500 million project? It is good. It is exactly the same as GMX with a few tweaks. I absolutely love it. The chart is very, very strong at the moment. It has had a hell of a run. We were down 7-8 weeks ago, down at $5. We've run up and up, up and up. But the thing that I would say about this, MUX protocol, the tokens and the use case, you can stake it and all that kind of stuff. It's very long term as well. So the tokens that are locked, the vast majority, and I'm talking 85, maybe even 90% of the tokens are locked until 2027. That will be after the next bull run. So I've locked mine until October 24. I firmly believe that the bull run will be around that time, maybe a little bit later into 2025. So all my tokens will vest under that staking. I'm earning rewards on a growing network, earning a percentage of the fees, which is, it's a small amount. It's probably 0.3% of your overall stake every week, but 0.3% a week, I'll take that. It's about 40% APR at the moment, I think. APY, sorry. But yeah, MUX protocol, definitely one I like. Chromatica, definitely one I like. In fact, let's go through the Arbitrum network. I'll take you through some of the ones that particularly stand out to me in Arbitrum. I might not even necessarily hold them, but I do like them. And if you're interested in things like this, just learn how to use these free resources. CoinMarketCap.com, brilliant. Dex Tools, brilliant. I mean, Dex Tools, I've got into using this properly recently, and it is amazing. Dex Tools, all chains, literally data on all chains. So go Arbitrum. Ignore all the other soft stuff. If you want to look at Arbitrum, look at Arbitrum. Who are the biggest gainers? It'll give you this list straight away when it refreshes, bearing in mind I'm streaming. So you can see here, Rect token is a meme token on Arbitrum. It's up 128%. You've got AI Doge, again, as I said, up 108%. So it's not performing like Pepe, but it's a smaller network on Arbitrum. So not many people playing the game. But you've got some other projects in there. But if you didn't want to look at kind of who's pumped, just look at total market cap. Sort it by that. Who's got the biggest market caps? So here we go. MCB. This is obviously looking at pools. So you're looking at gainers. So you're looking at actual sort of gainers and losers and pool sizes. So MCB's got one of the biggest pools. You've got Rat Bitcoin and AI Doge, $302 million market cap on that pairing. Insane. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look. Where else can we go? So yeah, cryptocurrency. So I was in here. So coinmarketcap.com as well. So filters. Just pop your filters on there. You can add a filter to say, right, okay, market cap below 25 million. I'm not going to necessarily bother about it being audited, so I'll just apply that filter, show me the results. And in terms of that, I'll then say platform, show me everything you've got on Arbitrum. Now, this isn't necessarily just based on Arbitrum. This will be anything that trades on Arbitrum, so you have to be careful with it. So one thing I like to start off with, I do like to look at the volume. Who's doing the most volume? So you've got ETH, ARB Doge just done $300 million in the last 24 hours. Obviously, the Arbitrum IOU token still trading. Spirax SPA. Now, this is one that I'm looking at the moment. I'm going to research and get into this one possibly. Market cap's 15 million, but it's had 6 million turnover in the last 24 hours on the volume. And that's been doing consistently at several $1 million a day. So it's definitely growing. You've got green on the 7-day, green on the 24-hour, and it's still roughly green at the last hour or so as well. But I'm a long-term holder, so I'll deep dive that one and I'll decide, do I think that's going to be around in 12 to 18 months? Do I think it does anything different or better? And then I might get into it. But yeah, this is a really good way of looking at it. You can see here, math. It might not necessarily be an Arbitrum only project, but you've got nearly $1 million of trade in the last 24 hours. Market cap 16 million, and look at that. I mean, literally consistent growth. 25% on the week, 32% in the day, and 29% in the last hour. So maths had a little pump at the moment as well. But I would never buy on green either. So these help you identify things. But I would sit back and wait for the red because it will come at some point inevitably. But yeah, I just like getting into these things this way. It's really cool. And if you just want to strictly do it by market cap, of course, you can always just do that. Who are the biggest players in the Arbitrum ecosystem? You could have a look at it that way. So, Burger City's trades on Arbitrum. It's not an Arbitrum project. Gien, again, it's there. But these are all, remember, sub 25 million. There are others on there, but these are sub 25 million. These are ones that I want to look at in terms of long-term growth potential. Rary's not just Arbitrum. DSLA isn't either. So, yeah, we're really getting quite small now. So we've got Symbiosis. That's pretty good. Chromatica's down here. $3.5 million market cap. As I said, very, very small, very high risk, but they're doing something really, really good. So I do like it. Cyberswap, I've really suffered a big loss on that one, but it still, for me, has long-term potential. It's a DEX with a launchpad as well. So I'm going to make my mind up on whether or not I stick or twist with that one, but that's been a bit of a loss for me, that one. Just bought $1,000 in Jasmy. Yeah, if you're a trader, you might be all right. I don't know. I think Jasmy's just a trader's coin. Have I looked at GHX? Not sure whether to stick or twist. Let's have a look. GHX is not one I'm familiar with. So let's just check in on that one. Don't recognise the ticker at least, but that doesn't say anything. There's quite a few tickers out there. Gamercoin. Well, gaming is going to be a really strong use case of blockchain, I think, possibly in the future. It's got a very strong application for development. So let's have a look. So $4.5 million, 6.5 fully diluted, 70% supplied. Not bad tokenomics. It just depends how good the project is. Long term, you could see it really do well if it's a good project, a good team, with good partnerships. Very competitive market. Launched, the CMC chart starts in April 21, so again a bull run launch, and then a very, very, very big dump mid bull run. Spectacular dump, and it's never really recovered. Some volatility on the yearly, but it's basically down. 3 monthly, even in this bullish period, it's still down. That's a bad sign. If it can't find any green in a bullish period of the market like we've got now, that's a bad sign. So again, check their socials. How active are they? Question your conviction. Do you like it because it had potential, but it's not panning out? If it's not panning out, don't be afraid to call it a loss. Anything like the UK or the US as well. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm sometimes happy to take a loss if I've got a big profit somewhere else. Tax. Not that I'm going to be paying tax at the moment. We'll see what happens in the bull run, but right now I'm not. Can you check Seri, please? MUX is seriously impressive. I agree, yeah. So Seri, let's have a look. So MUX, yeah, I mean, $60 million market cap for a very, very good project. Good staking rewards, or you earn the fees. It's not really staking rewards. You're committing your slice for a part of the fees. So the better that platform does, the more you earn. And yeah, we're earning a decent return at the moment. Seri Network, 8 million, fully diluted 51. Oh, that stings, that token. It's 16% circulating supply is painful. Let's have a look at the last 3 months charts. Continually down, started in the green, but then it's come down very, very badly. It did have a run up there in February. Either there was some marketing or there was some good news, but it's come back down. It's almost as low as its all-time low there. I don't know the project well enough to call, but I would say, given it launched in the height of the bull run, like November 21, or that's when the CMC chart starts, and it's done nothing but dump since and flatline. It's not really done anything in the last 3 months except find a little bit of support, strength here and then lose it. I don't think that's a long term one for me. But again, I haven't researched it. I don't know the team. I don't know the long term forecast on that one. So I wouldn't get into that one right now unless I was very happy after a deep dive. Um, Already up nearly £10 on $10 on AI Doge. I've only had it a couple of hours. Of course, as well, you've got to remember, Tango, that if you got into AI Doge as early as I did, we had the airdrop on that as well. So we doubled down without knowing it for a while. What am I on? I'm on a computer. I'm on TikTok. That's helpful. Time to get ready for Liverpool match. Catch you soon. Cheers, buddy. Take care. Kindly talk us through assessing tokenomics. So for me, tokenomics wise, I like to see a tokenomics that's sensible. I mean, you can have a $10 billion supply. $10 billion token supply. That's not an issue. The issue comes with the circulating supply. So let's say you've got a billion tokens, and each one of those tokens, your current market cap is $1 billion, but only 10% are in supply. It basically means that for every 10% they release, that's going to halve. So your $1 billion worth of tokens, they release another 10%, and then that's half the value because they've issued more tokens. And obviously that changes as you go on, because obviously the next 10% will be 50% drop rather than a third drop rather than 50% drop. Tokenomics are just very important, and you can check vesting schedules, so you can trade it short term on bad tokenomics. But I'm a long term investor, so that's really important to me. 16% circulating supply. It really has to convince me to get in now, and that hasn't. Tokenomics is a whole massive subject. You need to research good tokenomics. And I said, even if it's got poor circulating supply, for example, there are things that can account for that. And there are vesting schedules you can look at and think, okay, well, I'm happy that, it's only 20% circulating supply now, but there's nothing due to be vested for another 12 months. And I only intend to hold it for 6 months. Then, you can make that decision. But if you don't, then, you just buying bad tokenomics. Do I think the bull run will actually happen? Could it not? I think it will happen. We're in a very interesting bear market. We're having issues with banks again, but that's been actually very, very strong for some investment strategies over the years. So, in terms of crypto's never seen a recession before. It's never seen hyperinflation before. It's never seen bank collapses before like we're seeing now, because that's what Bitcoin was designed for, of course. And we are now starting to see that use case kick in for Bitcoin. This is why this is like a bullish period within a bear market. I'm still maintaining that it's not a full-blown bull run, because I still think investors are retreating to Bitcoin, because of the banking situation. And I think the meme coins are benefiting because people are seeing a lot of money coming through Bitcoin. Maybe people have made money on Bitcoin that's now flowing into meme coins. We haven't really seen an altcoin season. People talk about there being traditional hierarchies of money flowing from Bitcoin to Ethereum to big altcoins, low caps, and then meme coins. It's bullshit, really. It just depends upon what the market's doing at the time. Thank you for the follow, Aziz. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. But yeah, I do think it will happen. Mainly, it focuses on the Bitcoin halving, which kind of makes it more expensive to produce Bitcoin, makes it more scarce, which increases value, etc. But as I just think coming out of recession, interest rates decreasing, markets recovering, Bitcoin halving could all happen at the same time. So yes, I think a bull run is possible. Any thoughts on Eve AI? Not one I've really looked into, I've got to be honest. You starting or just a sub? Long or short on the market? I mean, for me, I've done some trading actually. To be fair, I actually shared in the Discords. ICP was up over 11% yesterday, and I did short it on the way back down a little bit. I had some decent success using stupid leverage, but very briefly in and out. 3 wins and a loss. So I was up overall, but I don't really play the futures game. If I was at the moment on Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's in an interesting position for me at the moment. If I zoom out to the daily, we could see more upside on Bitcoin, but then we're start encountering this resistance line that we've not really managed to break before. This 31K has been a real headache for us. I think if we reject there, we do have the possibility of coming right the way back down to maybe 26 and a half. So yeah, I think that it's an interesting place. I do think there's more headroom. We've certainly got a rising stochastic RSI on the daily, which suggests we've got more headroom. And the volume certainly seems to be indicating that we're on the uptick on the daily. Of course, this is always going to be contradicted on the short term. If I go to the hourly chart now, we've got a stochastic RSI that's basically at the top and probably going to go flat. It can carry on going up whilst RSI is flat. That's not an issue. That volume is really going up as well on the hourly. So we could see more upside on Bitcoin. We're knocking on $30,000 again, and 31 is a big area of resistance for us. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens when trading opens on Monday in some countries. Remember, in the UK, it's a bank holiday, so we won't be trading here. So it'll be Tuesday for the UK, but the other markets will still react on Monday. We'll see what happens without the UK market. We aren't exactly the powerhouse we used to be. We don't drive everything anymore. In the same way we did. But we've got some very, very interesting levels here. As I said, we've got this struggling area of 31. We've got this other area here around about 26.6 that I think we have found some local support for on the daily. We've then got another area of possible support around that 25.2. And then sort of a red line for me is around about 23.7. If we lose that, then we could come down significantly then to about 21.5. I haven't even drawn that line in. But yeah, we're still well above this EMA, and I think if we come back down to that EMA, it does bring us back down below 25k. I think we could see this 25k tested if if it plays out in a simultaneous line. We could see 25k tested in a week or two, or we could go parabolic. We don't know. It's guesswork, looking at pretty lines on a page, but who knows really. Good time to buy Arbitrum? It depends. If you're a short-term trader, it has been cheaper. If you're a long-term holder, I've entertained buying it, but I know it could be a little bit cheaper. Obviously, we've not got a lot of data on the daily, so if we zoom out to the 4-hourly maybe, gives us a little bit more data. We are above that EMA just about. Where's that a line I've drawn? I keep calling it EMA, but it's just, it is the EMA. It's drawn it in for me. So yeah, I mean, we're currently 141. We've not been up a lot higher than 150. We've went higher than 150 once and come back down again. I think if we can break through 145, we could get up and test that 158 level again. If we get above 158, we'll obviously go back up again. But there's just not enough data to tell. I do think long-term, though, Arbitrum, we touched on it earlier. If Arbitrum gets up to like a nearly $10 billion market cap based on current tokenomics, which is unlikely, so I think they're going to dilute. There are rumors of a second airdrop, possibly for Arbitrum users. I think a $10 Arbitrum long-term, a year or two, is possible. The Chucker, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Right then, folks, I am going to call it a day there. I've been on for quite a while. And so if you want to talk more crypto, please join that Discord. It's completely free. As I said, I've shared links in there to various bits and pieces. If anyone is now researching Chromatica, because I mentioned it, please do that thoroughly. But as I said, the AMA is recorded in the Discord as well, so please go check that out before you jump in. It explains all about the gas, the swaps, and the tech behind that. It's really, really good. And I said it's a very, very low cap gem, possibly on Arbitrum, that I like, and I did buy more of today. But yeah, Arbitrum, very, very bullish on. Moonbeam, very bullish on. But there's lots of other good stuff out there at the moment too. And of course, we're all talking meme coins in there at the moment as well. So hop on in, but I hope to see you all again soon. Take care. Thank you for being here, and I'll speak to you again soon.